Now we would like to start press conference by Foreign Minister Kamikawa. From my side, there is one item that I would like to talk about. From today until July 7th, we are going to invite Foreign Minister Ali Sobri of Sri Lanka as an honored guest of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And today, we are going to have the bilateral foreign ministerial meeting. Well, in just 2 months after my visit to Sri Lanka in May, to have the foreign ministers of both countries visit mutually, I think shows the deepening of the bilateral relationship between Japan and Sri Lanka. Furthermore, Foreign Minister Sobri himself has an experience of participating at the Ships for Youth program that makes me feel the deep bond between the countries. Development of Sri Lanka that belongs to the key position of the Indian Ocean is indispensable for the stability and prosperity of the Pacific region as Pacific region as a whole. Against that backdrop, Japan has been strongly promoting the debt restructuring initiative, and at this time we would like to welcome the final agreement being reached on the memorandum on debt restructuring. Against such backdrop, with Foreign Minister Sobri, we would like to have a discussion on a further deepening of the bilateral relationships. Under the regional diplomacy, which I am promoting, we refer to the ocean and connectivity as an important theme that is shared throughout. And on top of the meeting that we will have today, I must note that Cambodia and Philippines, which I will visit starting from 5th of July or this Friday, are the maritime nations as well. Through these conferences, we would like to proactively engage on realization of the FOIP. So, in that sense, a week that can be referred to as the Diplomacy Week of the Southern Asia will start. And at the Japan-Sri Lanka Foreign Ministerial that will kickstart the week, on top of the bilateral relationships, we are going to have a candid exchange of opinions in regards to regional situations so that we can further expand our relationship with Sri Lanka. That's all from my side. If you have questions, please raise your hand. And when you're appointed, please move on to the microphone. And please mention your name where you belong to. Murakami-san from GG News, please.
Murakami from GG Press. In Okinawa, there was a sexual assault by the U.S. Forces serviceman. Based on this incident, with respect to the information sharing with the local community, you have laid out the policy to have the mechanism to share that. Today, from Yomitan village, they have requested and protested for review of the procedure to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs going forward for prevention of the accident. Will there be any response that is already determined from MOFA with respect to this kind of incident to prevent this to happen? For this particular incident, if I think about the victim, my heart is very painful for this particular case. As a Minister of Foreign Affairs, what I'm promoting at the moment is a WPS, Women, Peace and Security. From that perspective, this is extremely regrettable. As a MOFA, to this case, by bearing in mind the perspective of WPS, we would like to make sure to ensure the prevention of the accident and incident, including the concrete measures. And based on the anxiety and the concern of the residents of Okinawa, for the sharing of information to the local community, we would like to take into the consideration of the privacy of the victim and the impact to the investigation, and we would like to continue to consult with the related agency, including investigative agencies. Next question, please.
NHK Igarashi-san, please. Well, my name is Igarashi from NHK. I would like to ask you about the detaining of the Japanese national in Myanmar. Well, the military, which has put the government under control 3 years ago, had announced that they had detained a Japanese national under the violation in regards to the sales price of the rice. And according to the news from yesterday, there is no issue with the health, but I would like to know about the latest information and the response to be taken by the foreign ministry. On 30th of June, in the local time, a Japanese male in his 50s have been detained for the suspicion of selling the rice in the price more expensive than appropriate price. And we had confirmed that he is being investigated at the police station inside Yangon City. As for the health status of the Japanese national, the lawyer had met with the Japanese national at the police on 30th of June and on 1st of July, and we understand that there is no particular issue. Well, as for the government against the local authority, we are going to make an approach for the early release of the Japanese national. And from the standpoint of the protection of the Japanese national, we are going to conduct the necessary support, including the communication with the Japanese companies where he belongs to.
Next question, please, from IWJ, please. Hamamoto from IWJ. I would like to ask about the diplomatic policy in Europe, followed by the European Parliament election. They just continue to have general elections in France and UK. In any case, there is an emergence of a radical right and a radical left forces, and they are critical to what EU has been promoting, such as globalism, neoliberal policies, EU and NATO. They are just trying to seek for the recovery of our sovereignty and to protect the national lives. They are gaining support from the eligible voters by opposing to the continuation of the dispute in Ukraine and anti-Russian cases. And what is the view of the minister for these cases, which are contrary to the policy of the Kishida administration? And what do you think about the diversification of the opinion of the G7? From our perspective as the government, the EU Parliament election at the beginning of June, and the French and the UK parliamentary election, for each one of them, we are closely monitoring the result and the impact by individual country. On top of that, as Japan, there is no change for the maintenance and the strengthening of a free and open international order based on the rule of law. We would like to continue to closely liaise with the like-minded countries and partners in EU and NATO. This is the end of the press conference today. Thank you very much.